Swift entry. Yeah, I just wanted to sort of tip my hat really to the TCU team. As I vaguely mentioned in the community stage chat, this is one of those franchises that I've been aware about since its inception, and it's always somewhat been on the radar. But yeah, unfortunately, by the time I got around to buying it in the final sales, just didn't get around to playing it because I was too busy with spending more time nowadays hacking apart and researching games than I do playing them.
Oh, what other games do you research?
So not to derail this one too much, but the biggest
It's
thing
fine.
over the last few years has been Test Drive Unlimited 2.
Oh, well, we know about that. That's why I'm asking. Is there any other games you're doing?
So I've also been working on reverse engineering and rebuilding the Xbox Live services with some
God
fellow
damn.
members over in that scene.
Like Xbox 360, Xbox Live?
Yes,
Oh
That's
yeah, because the whole
crazy. Can you
shutdown
even
thing. You
do
guys
it?
trying to bring it back?
yes. There's been a massive archival effort for like the marketplace before it shut down, and a lot of research has gone into like the console side to see how exactly it's interacted over the years and like what things have been changing as they've sort of tried to modernize certain services and keep it going somewhat, despite it being a pretty uh, pretty limited service nowadays in comparison to say 15 years ago at its peak.
Oh yeah.
Which is hard to believe really, but time flies so fast.
Sure does, huh?
Thanks, kid. Keep at it. In the meantime, I got dudes out trying to find the thief.
All right. Thank you for the kind words, man. Appreciate it.
Let me know.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And you're crazy for doing that, by the way, with the Xbox Live thing. That sounds like a nightmare to me, dude.
Yeah, well, it's a catch
Good
22,
luck
right?
with that,
Because
man. Good luck
uh,
with that. Seriously.
yeah, thank you. It's always been a catch 22, right? Because all these games over the years that have gone offline. I mean, we look at the 360, and we look at the PS3. Like as a generation, hands down, like the last golden era of gaming for a lot of people.
I agree with that.
And already nowadays, across Discord and across various forums and stuff on the PS3 side, there's so many people like well, pretty much doing what we're doing, right? As the different scenes, just researching all of these games and rebuilding the online servers because the PS3 as a platform relied on third parties to host their own game servers for multiplayer, right? Even though PSN was a thing, it was the bridge between getting everyone connected on that third party server. Whereas the 360 Live did
It's
all
all
of
through
that.
their servers.
Yeah, because that was
That explains
mandatory.
the pay for online thing they did, right? Because PS3 wasn't doing that back then, was it? No,
Yeah.
it wasn't. Oh.
Yeah, it was mandatory.
Yeah, that was for
and
PS.
the concept is Xbox Live is pretty much just a gigantic VPN, and since Microsoft made it mandatory for multiplayer games releasing on the platform to use Xbox Live and Xbox Live only, even today, right, you can boot up a 360 and there's so many games, whether you're talking physical games or like digital games, that are only playable online on that platform now because the third-party servers for the PC and PS3 or all these other games consoles.
Oh,
they're just
that would
offline.
explain it. Because I've seen a lot of. Because I think the Xbox version of Driver San Francisco, I think you can still play online.
Correct.
I think that explains it. Because I was wondering about that.
You mean the one that came back?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many things. And
It's still
of course-
active on PC though. It's just you have to use their Alcatraz mod, but
Yeah.
officially
Well-
Xbox that explains it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, though, right? The only alternative is projects like the Crew Unlimited, like the TDU projects, and like the Need for Speed revivals and things like that. Like these are the only ways to play these games on the PC now, which is great. You know, it's great that we have thriving communities with enough talent to be able to do this kind of stuff.
Until
But
you're
at
lucky,
the
I
same
think.
time, there's only so many talented people in certain scenes, and
Oh yeah.
some people just don't have the time, right?
Oh
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the idea being to revive something like Xbox Live and prepare for its shutdown and have the ability to just kind of like switch things back on, and all of a sudden hundreds of games are playable online again without too much work, right? Like sure, there's
yeah.
matchmaking rules and different algorithms to rebuild, and you have to do that on a game by game basis, but for the most part, right, once you get those core services finished, like it's like it's going to cause an explosion of revivals. And the hope is once the core services are available, in the longer term, maybe we can start bringing more people on board from different communities and different scenes who do specialize in certain games, introduce them to the platform and give people the ability to sort of help with like the matchmaking rules and bits and bobs like that, right? So it'll be like a total community effort.
Yeah. And that's crazy. Wait, does that mean people will be able to play Xbox Live without paying for the fucking subscription?
Well, yeah, because of course a community revival, from an official standpoint, you can't exactly start asking people to pay for things and put things behind a paywall when it's not really your property to do so, right?
Yeah.
No, because that
Or
breaks the
else you
random law.
could, or
Yeah.
else you could end up like Yuzu.
I mean, we'd probably all like to make a little bit of bank off these projects, but the unfortunate reality is that that unfortunately won't happen anytime soon. But still, there's nothing stopping people having donations and stuff like that. But yeah, like the principle is it'll be completely free for everyone, and as long as there's enough donations coming in to support the services based on just running costs, then these things will stay online forever.
But I'm curious. Wouldn't this like require some like super mega server for like the whole Xbox Live?
Not particularly.
No.
The biggest resource hog would be data storage, but again, speaking from a sort of legal perspective, certain things simply won't be available on the platform, right? So there will be a marketplace revival, but it will only have the metadata for like the games and like the DLC and things that are available on the platform, so that when you're like browsing your console library, for example, the console can download the screenshots and images and like descriptions and things. So it doesn't have a bunch of like gray boxes and empty boxes sat
All the
everywhere.
metadata stuff, the nitty gritty.
Yeah. The actual downloads for the content, as much as we do have at this stage probably about 90,000 pieces of content archived, we have no intention of re-releasing that unless we can say for definite that that particular thing is 100% abandonware, and there's going to be no repercussions on the project.
Well,
by
actually, that's the
releasing
thing.
that
It's like anyone can say, "Oh, it's abandonware," but that doesn't mean you're in the clear. That's the biggest thing.
Oh, 100%.
It's
I
not
saw-
a legal concept, sadly.
I still think it's strange though that like PlayStation 3 had free online, but then PS4 you have to pay for it.
Of course you do. Money.
Absolutely. Meanwhile,
It
on
was that-
PC,
it was
it's
that
always
step
been
up.
free, like always.
Yeah, it was
Because
that
there's
step
no
up
one
in
like
the-
forcing their own services onto you.
Could you imagine if Steam forced you to pay for online?
Maybe in 5 years, I don't know.
Doesn't it cost also?
Please no.
I'm Gaben, and I need to pay for my $1 billion.
You went from
Hey,
sounds
Ben.
that sounds like a mix between Gabe Newell and Barack Obama.
I'm Gaben, and yes, we can.
Gabe and we all know like Steam is heavily flawed, and I mean heavily. But besides something like
Heavily.
GOG, literally nothing else comes close in terms of the services. That's why every other launcher just fucking sucks.
Well,
It's like Steam,
fuck launchers.
because Steam is flawed, but it's just what it does do well, and like it's just no other freaking platform can come close. GOG
not
only
really
has the
just a
upper hand because
launcher.
of DRM.
I wouldn't say Steam is just a launcher. It's like a compound of things. It's like a store, a search engine for games, you know, in the launcher, and like a whole community thing, you know.
Yeah,
that
the
they have for
community,
games.
the forums, like there's a
Yeah,
whole bunch
showing
of
off
stuff.
your like dick size. Like I'll play TF2 for 10,000 hours. Look at me.
Steam
here's my
works.
PC
Steam works itself is pretty useful too.
Yeah.
The
Workshop.
the constant Steam sales and
Oh yeah, Gaben about to make some money. Gaben.
can you stop?
I
It's
just
hard.
noticed, something I try to do. You know, the crew trial is listed on Steam. When I tried installing it, you can't anymore. I guess it's
Oh,
one of the
shit.
changes that Steam did. Because, like, game demos can now be added to your library. I guess that kind of messed up with the old game demo. So now I guess you can't download the crew trial anymore. Which
On
was the
Steam?
easiest. Yeah, which was the easiest way to get the crew without paying.
Nah, I think it's still easier to get it from never mind. Illegal.
Guys, let's not get this server deleted.
The golden rule, folks. Google is your friend.
Maybe there'll be like even easier ways to get the game files than that. Ah, I cannot speak. No, we're not gonna redistribute. That's not on hinting at.
All we can say is that the game files won't be in this server.
Yeah, we're not
Not
sharing
this
anything.
one.
Anything copyrighted
There you go.
materials. Yeah, you're on your own for files, but we'll give you the tools.
Surprise!
Might I suggest a certain something called IA?
IA.
IA.
There's nothing stopping anyone uploading anything to the Internet
Oh.
Archives.
Oh, I think people already did actually.
Yeah, they
Oh.
already did. It's still up, so that's also an easy way to get it.
Didn't
Yeah.
Internet Archive's like copyright thing get denied this year or something? Because they had like some kind of like where like they were free from infringement or something like that, copyright law.
Yeah,
I think it
they
was for
they
books
keep
only, wasn't it?
they keep being brought into legal battles with like book publishers because book publishers are getting annoyed that they're not like, even though they're selling a book in like Amazon, for example, because it's available for free on the digital library.
What do people think actual libraries are?
Yeah, like because it's available for rent for free on there, they deem it as like loss in profits, like lost revenue.
Well,
and,
like,
yeah.
do in actual physical libraries, do the authors get like a cut of like library card sales or something?
Do they?
Well, that's the thing, right?
Like, I don't know how
physical
those
library
operate.
buys a book for that one-off fee, and then
Oh.
rents it out forever, right?
Oh, okay, makes sense.
You wouldn't download a book.
Well, see, to be fair, when it comes to that PSA of like you wouldn't download a car, technically everyone keeps misquoting it because it was you wouldn't steal a car. It's not you wouldn't download a car. Because if we would download
Sounds
a car,
funny.
hell yeah. But yeah, I do think it's funny that it's ironic that they actually got caught with like using the song illegally.
Free Nissan R35 Skyline, no virus.
Right.
It's getting pretty late here, so I'm gonna leave
Oh,
you guys to it. But I will extend a sort of formality here, and I came back into the server just off the back of one of my staff members who mentioned that the TCU team might be looking for some extra hands So I just want to extend an invite and say my DMs are always open if you would like to include me. But no hard feelings if you don't. I'm still looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with as a team, and yeah, I'll
Yeah, of
be
course.
hearing along from the sidelines.
All right, thank you, man. I'll keep that in mind.
All right, thanks, guys. Good night.
See ya.
Good
Thank
night,
you for
man.
coming on.
Good night.
So Chili asked about us fixing the system volume thing. I don't know if we can fix that, but there is a solution.
Wait, hang on.
It's
System volume.
because
No,
it's-
I don't think we can fix that though.
it's
Wait,
because
hang on. There's so many people that want to chat. Ooh. I'm assuming the lowest in the list is like the earliest, so that's how I'm inviting. So if you guys are not getting
Not
invited,
actually.
my bad. Not.
Oh, hello, big fan.
It's Jericho.
Hello, Jericho. What are you doing here?
You may be surprised to learn this, but I'm not actually Jericho.
What?
Aw,
Are you his
man.
cousin?
Oh
Are you his
man.
wife?
Oh, you just ruined my whole
I'm
evening.
my original character, Blarico.
Okay.
Jericho.
Anyways, I've never actually
that's
played the crew
Jericho.
before. The first one, at least. I'm really excited to play this.
You sound excited.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us are, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, the crew too. It's okay, but it kind of isn't the same.
It's just it's like it's not horrible. It's just there's not really anything to write home about. Is the thing.
Yeah, and I kind of am interested in the story just a little bit.
Just a
The
little
fact that it exists in the first place.
I actually never saw the end of the
It's
story.
just a crew.
I'm interested.
I mean,
Well, what happens is oh wait, never mind the spoilers.
I've played. This is basically. I've played Need for Speed: The Run, and this is basically that, but it's open world, and it's like way cooler.
Yeah.
What's your story?
I don't know. I kind of just asked somebody for what to play when I finished the run, and they were like, play the crew, and I'm like, didn't that shut down? And they're like, oh yeah, well there will be an online server, and now like several months later, and there still hasn't been. But whatever, you're working hard on it.
So you I guess found out about this after the fact.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Well, at least I'll be able to play it now. Well, later, but
With mods
Yeah.
too.
yeah.
If Ubisoft doesn't shut this down before like one day before
oh, come
release,
on, why would they? Why would
Well,
they?
they're
Well,
not gonna do
as
an
long as
Activision.
as long as the offline server releases, I'll be happy.
Yeah, it will.
It's not like I really need the online anyway, but it would be cool.
Well,
Oh,
the
yeah,
online,
definitely.
with the way the online services worked, anyways, it felt like pretty dead most of the time, anyways. Especially with again the whole 8-player thing too.
Yeah.
Like, I barely ever saw anybody.
So it's basically a single player game that they tacked on multiplayer and said, "Oh, this is your only option."
I mean,
No,
kind
I don't
of,
think
but not really.
I don't think
little
they tacked
bit.
it on. I think Ubisoft just didn't want them to like fully make it an MMO, so it's like kind of like I'm trying to be an MMO, but they're not letting me, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, it'd be too expensive to run servers, or maybe they have to change like the pricing structure.
No. It's not about the servers. It's about branding, because they were already trying to like brand it into a Forza Horizon competitor, right? Like even before launch, I'm pretty sure, or maybe like right after.
Now with
something like that.
the Motorfest, it's even more of a Forza Horizon competitor, and it's even more lame.
Literally, why
Yeah.
would they do that back in like 2014? Forza was popular, sure, but there was still like ground to stand out.
And
Well-
I mean, the only thing I really find unique about the crew is the map of the entire goddamn United States. And without that, it's kind of just a generic racer.
Well, I mean, yeah, without the big map, it is a. Dude, you know what you sound like? You sound like the scout from TF2, but like even more excited.
Yeah, well.
Oh, hey, you suck.
What?
No, I'm just doing a line.
Oh, okay. I've never played Team Fortress 2 before.
You thought I said you suck? I'm just doing alignment. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I thought that was him saying it.
Well, I kind of got to go now, but thanks for the opportunity here.
Yeah, of course,
no
man.
problem.
We hope you enjoyed this game when it gets available.
Yeah,
All
'cause
right.
we made this game, man. No, we didn't. I'm joking.
You didn't make the game, but you revived it.
I am the
Oh,
Senate.
that's even better. That's even better. Even
Oh my
more
god!
credit
I
for
just
us.
realized how much I hate those stupid
You're
fucking
essentially like
fictional
a-
traffic cars. I want those gone when I play that.
Play the pre-Wild Run version, then.
If you can
Anyways,
find a copy.
I'm gonna be going. So goodbye.
All right, see ya.
See ya.
See ya. Bye bye.
So Trevor keeps asking about closed beta talk.
I was gonna talk about that. He seems very excited about it.
Now we just don't say anything out of pure
It's so hard
spite.
to read the chat.
What if we just leave it for like the last 5 minutes?
Then the stream
Have I ever
ends
told you about
prematurely.
Trevor?
See, it's one of these things with me where I'm reading the chat and I really want to answer them, but I also don't want to talk over anyone, so I'm just reading
Okay,
it.
your turn, man. Your turn. Go talk, Cam. Come on. You've been too quiet all along. Come on.
So yeah, so if any of you guys have any questions, just feel free to shout out.
And there's like a 1% chance we'll see it. Because I'm sorry, the chat is just going crazy. So hard to like keep up with the conversation and read the chat.
That's the problem. By the time there's a gap in the conversation, whatever I was reading is gone, and it's like, oh.
Yeah,
So
we're
I'm just-
trying our best again. There's like so many people that want to come on and talk, you know. Because I don't want to like invite people to speak like every 5 minutes because like the previous person is still going on. All right, you wanna do the closed beta talk now, Cam?
Okay, yeah. So let's have a little bit of conversation about that. So I've seen someone mentioning about like in Japan, for example. So the way this is going to work at the moment is what you're actually seeing right now on the screen is playing from an actual server. This is not locally hosted.
Really? I thought you locally hosted.
Well, it's locally hosted, but it's running off an actual server from an IP.
Oh yeah.
So
Hit line.
So, what's actually running currently on the screen is accessible from anywhere in the world currently.
Well, maybe not from
So-
China because you know they got that like the.
Well,
global
yeah.
thing. I'm kidding.
So-
Go on.
So, it's a completely public IP, but it's not public at the moment. So, what we'll probably do for a beta test is we'll use something called RAdmin, which will protect sort
Oh,
of the public
Radmin,
IP.
yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be
RAdmin?
using.
You mean
It's called
Because
R admin. I thought it's Radmin.
I called
That's
it Radmin.
I thought it was
RAdmin.
Radman.
Yeah.
But basically, what will
I-
happen is people who have a beta key or
Well,
get beta access, for example.
Oh,
will
okay,
have
not key. You're gonna
access.
mean literally key.
Yeah, no, not key.
They'll
but
connect to the Radmin IP instead.
Yeah, you'll have like a specific username and password.
Because then you can change it
to sign
to.
in.
No, it doesn't change. That's the good part that the Radmin
Yeah, no.
key doesn't change.
Well,
Yeah,
like
it
you can,
doesn't
or like,
change
or
at
like,
all.
or you can like manage like who's in it or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can see
Like a
who
private
joins. If
network.
someone's not supposed to be there, we can kick them out, for example. And then obviously the game bits that you have to connect to it would all point to the IP which is on it, and then it would all just work. And as soon as you press play, it will just sign in. So no matter where you are, providing you're connected to that RAdmin, you won't have an issue. This is at least for the beta stage anyway. Obviously, it can be changed to a public IP, and then you won't need it anymore after that's all done.
Okay, let me clear something up real quick.
Yeah.
So yes, the beta will like you will be connecting to our server that we host, but obviously this is for offline and both online because like it's gonna be the same software you will run for offline. So the beta test will be online, which will help us like even better than an offline test, and then we'll release the offline because it's the same server software we're just basically testing. Okay. And
Well,
this
so-
way, none of you will steal the software prematurely.
Well, so when it
okay?
comes to making this playable offline when it's released, or whatever, so we're still
you
going to be
just run the
connecting
server
to
on
it.
your end.
I was gonna ask about like someone stealing the software and like giving
Yeah,
it to the
this
people.
way
like-
you can't. This way you can't.
Oh, good. You thought about that.
Well, the thing is too is like if you were to run this server on your own computer, like how how much space would that take? How much performance would it be?
Nothing. Just
Really?
literally nothing.
Well, I
Nothing at
guess.
all.
Well, I guess if it's reading everything off of the save dump instead of all this that being stored on the server, I guess that kind of makes sense. Now I think about
Save
it.
dump.
But,
I mean, you'll have your save in your directory.
well, yeah, I'm just saying like, because I figure
Talking
like,
about UbiSave dumps.
well, because I was just talking about, like, I was thinking about like, how like since everything was stored on Ubisoft servers, I was thinking that it was gonna be the same thing where the server would have all of your game data and it would like start to, because it has all this data, it would bloat, or because you're running a server and the game at the same time, the performance might drop. But thinking about it now, it's probably different.
No, so the whole thing with radmin is that when you connect to it, it uses its own IP address, which is because it basically makes a virtual private network with a new IP. So whatever the IP of the server is, for example, isn't the real IP. Whatever IP you connect with isn't your IP. It's in its own range and its own subnet.
Well, so
entirely.
when-
we
well-
won't see any of your IPs this way as well.
Well,
don't
so
worry
I'm
about
saying,
that.
so whenever this is actually released to the public and people can play the game offline, are they going to need Radmin for this?
No.
When it's fully released, no. This is just for the beta phase.
And for offline, you need nothing. Seriously, it's just for the beta.
So what? So if you were when this is released and we're hosting this on our computers, what is the server sending and receiving then? If it doesn't need any, like, if it doesn't fill up with like save data, or if it doesn't take a performance hit or anything, like, what's being sent then?
Well, it's just your local, internet working.
Is it basically just telling the game that you're connected and that's it, or something?
No,
It's
I
sending
don't know how to
packets
put
back
this.
and forth.
Yeah,
but
you're
it's
just sending
them-
packets to yourself, basically.
So if you're running in offline mode, basically, the packets that would normally go to the server would just be sent to 127001.
Which is just your own computer, sending it to itself.
So would it be kind of like the offline Need for Speed World thing they did some time
Yeah.
ago?
Like
Yeah.
Soapbox Race World?
Yeah, no, this was like before Soapbox.
Yeah, I think it was
maybe.
just called NFS World Offline. That's it. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember using that before the online.
Yeah, I
yeah.
never used it, but just found it interesting.
Yeah. Have we got any more questions?
Can you see anything from our PC or something? No, we can't see anything from your PC. Come on.
If that was if that was the case, like Ubisoft having access to everyone's data like that would be a huge security risk, like huge.
Yeah, but no one would know. Okay, I feel horrible. There's been a guy who's been trying to get to speak. Let's invite him over.
Well, to be fair, a lot of people probably want to speak.
Yeah, my bad. This is like really hectic to manage. Yo, hello, what's up? What's up, dude?
Hi, how you doing, guys?
We're doing good. My bad for holding you out for so long. I just thought like the show request list, it goes from top to bottom, like the latest request. So you were
It's
at the
okay.
top constantly. You were the top constantly. I thought you were like the latest one. All right.
That's
so what's
fine.
your story?
That's fine.
What's your story, man?
So basically, TC1 got me into PC gaming.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Back then, I was
Holy shit!
big time PS3 player.
Yeah.
And I remember like seeing the trailer for the game and seeing the Camaro building itself.
Oh yeah, the CGI trailer for the
Yeah, the CGI
Yeah, I
trailer.
love that trailer so much. I was talking about it earlier.
That
And
trailer is iconic.
It's
Yeah.
like the
War-
most hyped up thing, you know.
And the Glitch Mob's Warrior Concerto was like
Yeah.
a perfect song. For
Thank
it.
you. That's the song. Like, and
I'm hoping
I
to put it
remember,
in
like,
the radio.
oh please.
All right, go on.
But yeah, I had like a couple friends when I was in high school back then, and they weren't like big, gamers and stuff. But when they saw the trailer, they immediately like joined on the hype bus,
Oh, you missed the checkpoint.
and
Alright, go on.
I pre-ordered, and my PC was too slow to run it. So
Aw.
I had to
Same.
install the game on my friend's computer, which was better than mine, and I knew nothing about it. So my PC was so slow. The in-game timer for a certain event was like too fast, and my PC was too slow, so my car was basically slowed down by my PC. But the timer kept running out, and I kept failing the mission over and over again. So
I
I
didn't
had
know
to.
that can happen.
Me neither. So I had to install the game on my friend's PC to finish this quest and then complete the game afterwards. And so when I wanted to play the game again, I asked my dad to buy me a GPU, which I believe was a GTX 750 back then.
Yeah.
And like many years later, I got a job, and I was able to build my current PC, which is quite nice. And when I finally got all the parts,
What the hell?
the game was shut down.
I know about the cars you stole from the 510s.
So I'm sad.
I know about the chick you gave the money
Feels
to.
like that's like most of the stories today is just like, and then as soon as I finally get to enjoy the game, oh, it shut down.
Yeah.
As soon as I finally get the hardware or get the money, oh, it's gone. Oh, it's gone.
Or get the time.
So yeah,
That's
that's
funny.
I've got big hopes. I'm still waiting.
Oh, this cutscene is
And-
gross, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lighting looks weird. No.
Oh, you should have seen it in the pre-wild run. It was magnificent.
Earlier at the
Yeah,
start,
that's,
earlier at the start of this mission, by the way, the cutscene, he was so fast. Did anyone else see how fast the Mustang was in the cutscene? It was like 300 miles an hour. That's why earlier I was like, "Holy shit!" because it was just like ridiculous.
It depends on how you perceive speed, you know.
I thought it was gonna flip over.
Oh yeah.
Of course, I can't forget in the cutscenes when half the time they're like phasing through the ground and stuff and being weird.
Pre-wild run glazing goes crazy. Oh, you bet your ass it goes crazy. I have to fight back.
I'd actually,
Spread awareness.
I actually want to add on something a little bit.
Let's have a
So-
look, see what the statistics are like, eh?
No, let Evil speak. He wants to add on something. What's up?
I was gonna say actually a little bit added to my story. I
Yeah.
started playing the game a little bit with my dad. Like we started like driving around and seeing the cities and whatnot and comparing them to what they look like in real life. And then the game just shut down before we could finish. We were driving through a lot of ports. Like we finished a lot of the Midwest and the South and East Coast. And we were actually about to get to California and then the game shut down.
Oh, you were playing with your dad like as it was shutting down.
Yeah, I was playing with, like the
Damn.
final months that it was out.
Oh,
I-
dude,
I
I'm
don't-
sorry.
I don't know about y'all, but like playing video games with like family members or like your parents, it's like the best thing ever. Like playing, like I used to play stuff with my dad all the time. Like that was always fun.
Yeah, I
It just
used
hits
to play
different.
the Xbox 360 version with my brother until it shut down.
I played more like Injustice, Gods Among Us with like my mom a lot of the time. We only had one controller, so it was essentially just me staring at the TV while she was playing story mode.
Mom said it's my turn on the crew offline patch.
Yeah, I
I
actually
used
remember
to play
like
with my
looking at the
father like a motorcycle game, and we always tried to like find some places that were not actually meant to be able to access.
Yo, we got problems. Some V6s are coming to town tomorrow to get their money.
Yeah, I also remember a lot of the time, like we'd stop at all the little landmarks and watch the cutscenes and whatnot. That was one of the funnest things, just seeing
Oh, you
what
did
they
that?
show off about the city.
Oh yeah. Not a lot of people did that for some reason. As far as I'm aware, I might be wrong though. It was really fun, and you get paid.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
one
we
of
saw like
the.
older ones.
All right. Let's invite more people because we're gonna wrap it up soon. Let's invite more people. I'm trying to
Oh yeah,
recollect who's
who's
like.
it gonna be next?
I'm trying to recall who requested to speak the oldest. The oldest? Never mind.
I think BD was here for like a long time asking.
No. I think this fellow
Oh
was
yeah, I
here
saw him
for
raising
even
his
longer.
hand.
You here, fella? Hello?
Good evening, everyone.
What's up? What's up? You want to talk about like speedrunning? You said, if I recall
Oh,
correctly.
I saw you in chat.
Yeah, I initially wanted to speak about speedrunning, but before let's say going into my topic, I wanted to thank everyone who's been contributing from closer or further to the TCU community. It's I've seen many communities, but this is definitely one of the most let's
Dedicated.
say united, dedicated community
Yeah.
I've
I
ever
also
seen.
noticed that it's real. It's real.
And if I could sum it up in one sentence, I would say that Ubisoft took us the crew, but they offered us TCU. So in long term, we're gonna be the winners. I'm pretty sure because we're gonna
Yeah.
get, thanks to all of you guys, we're gonna get TC1 back, and we're also gonna get this community thriving. So
Yeah,
And the
because
game's gonna be better
well,
than
like,
ever before.
that's what I've always said before. Was like I feel like this shutdown was both a blessing and a curse, or like a curse, but it's also a blessing because now
Yeah.
not only can we make it function again, but it's like, well, now we can make the game how we want it. You know, like
Yeah,
we can
it's
mod
a-
it and change things and.
it's a little bit what doesn't kill makes one stronger mentality, kind of.
Oh yeah, I guess we also have a hub for the community now.
Yeah, and
I'm glad you mentioned that.
that's the transition, let's say, to speaking about
AD.
what I
AD.
initially want. Sorry.
AD now. This is year one AD.
AD. What's you mean?
Like after the death of Christ. That kind of thing.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be offensive about that. Just joking.
Kind of.
Like the new
But
era,
yeah,
you
now
know, the new
since
age.
since we now have an official quote unquote community hub with this
About
server, it opens up for a lot of opportunities, a lot of community events like the one we're having now. Possibly, it will be easier to find people for the free roaming, PvP, whatever.
Oh yeah.
And it's also the moment to speak about something that has been, I wouldn't say vastly ignored, but very few people were aware that there is a speedrun.com leaderboard for the crew. For the crew one,
Really?
at least. I don't know for TC2. Yes, there is one. There's been one for actually many years, but very few people
But you have
have
to
been
buy the
aware.
game
No,
for each run.
no.
I said you have what? What do you mean no?
I mean, I'm literally one of the admins of that page, so of that leaderboard. So we can do
Yeah, I
basically
was
whatever we
saying you
want.
have to buy the game over again for each run.
No, because we are the ones. For example, I can validate runs, and there is nothing that prevents us from validating runs or whatever on that page. So on TCU, I'm pretty sure that everything that was doable or was potentially doable on the live servers will be again.
Hold up, are you talking about like the story campaign, completing it?
Yes, that's an example of categories that exist. There are quite a lot of categories that already exist. Maybe surely let's say improve on a few, imagine new ones. There's a lot of work that is potentially doable, but has been pretty much left aside because, let's say in the last 2-3 years of the game, the online game, let's say, was pretty much dead, which led to its closure, as we know. But so even more the speedrunning community. Not a lot of people were submitting runs in those last 2-3 years, even in general, I would say, because very few people were aware that it existed. So it's a bit of a to quote a now famous The Crew sentence. It's a little bit calling of units. If among us all, there are people who are motivated to either run the existing categories, imagine new time trial rules, categories, they can always come back to me. And I'm pretty sure we can have a blast of a time driving through this whole map again, driving potentially fast, as is the goal, but
Yeah.
also thanks to the server, we're going to be able to gather for many things, not only speedruns, but I also see the opportunity for free roams, for maybe PvP, even tournaments or whatever that can be imaginable.
Oh yeah.
So that it could be a thing.
Or we could like gather up and stream snipe people. Like, oh look, Ross is playing the crew. Let's like gang up and just like ram him so he quits or something.
My heart is already
Put a
like
scratch cam on the stream.
beating when I heard tournaments, and I'm just like, ooh.
That's
I mean, why not?
That's
But
what
is
the
it-
developers actually wanted to do. They had like a few decrued PvP tournaments before the game even came out, but well, you know how the story goes with Ubisoft. This game was kind of like they wanted this game to be kind of competitive in the PvP scene. I really shared their vision for that.
But is it possible for
Personally.
you to like create races?
We'll see, but that would be like great. I would love to. So you know, to be able to create custom races and such. And see, when you mentioned speed running in the text chat a while ago. See that the reason I noticed that in particular is because as you can imagine, we replay a lot of like the missions quite a lot when testing the server emulator, especially like the prologue. And I really noticed just like how really speed runnable this game is.
And
Because of, like-
actually, literally the night, the closure, well, the night before closure, even like minutes before the closure, I actually made a 100-person story mission speedrun on stream. So that's how I spent my last night. I was like, I made some, let's say, free roaming around the whole map on my side, let's say, off stream, just chilling around. And then I must actually try some runs last time on the live server at least. So for the story, I actually at that time I still did not have the world record for that category, but we were actually 4 to do it. So the more we are, the funnier it will be, the more optimized it will be, the more exciting it will be, I'm pretty sure. But yeah.
Yeah, I wonder. Have you like also noticed just like the way they construct the routes, the checkpoints? It really allows you to like think out of the box oftentimes in the story missions.
Oh yes.
That's exactly why. Like I think speedrunning.
And even
this
the
game is
long
gonna be
faction
so
missions.
fun.
I mean,
Yeah,
if
definitely.
If we think about how the game is built, the long faction missions is probably something that is unique to TC1. It doesn't even exist in TC2. And I haven't seen so many races with few checkpoints and super long distances that way on any other game, probably because TC1 map is probably the largest one to exist on an equal stand.
Well,
with
not like
TC2.
technically, but it's definitely like most detailed and largest. Like if you account for
Yeah.
both.
I mean, it opens up for 50-minute, 1 hour, 1 hour and a half races like the faction missions used to be and are, without even feeling redundancy, because you're going from East Coast to West Coast, because you're going around the country, because you're just driving on some hairpins, so you actually aren't traveling a long distance on your way. And I actually ran quite a few of those. Some of the best times I could get, some of the others I could not. But
Wait,
they were
so
really
you have
enjoyable.
categories? Yeah, go on.
Yes.
Sorry.
There are leaderboards for every single faction missions.
Yeah, that's what I was asking about.
And all of them are actually separated in solo and crew category, which means that we can, and very few people actually even attempted crew running, but there is a leaderboard that existed since way before I became moderator for the crew speedrun page. There is a leaderboard for crew time trial, which means you can gather up to 4, and you can literally imagine slipstream strategies. You can imagine a lot of things to save some time. To save some time versus a solo run.
You can really think out of the box with this game, huh?
Yeah, you can think of a lot of stuff to go fast, not only solo but also as a crew.
Yeah, that's great. I didn't even think about.
If I take a quick example, one of the probably most known by everyone here, that is Highway Child. Highway Child was basically the one starting from LA, taking almost
Looping
only
back.
highways and going. I wouldn't say all around the country, but maybe driving around 3/4 of the territory, let's say, and finishing back through Highway 1 and back to LA again. So it was a circuit spec. Technically, if we speak about average speeds, it probably was the fastest. It's like 50 minutes long of highways, and when you get out of highways, it's fast routes, and it's a lot about building speed. And for example, there's a tech that maybe a lot of us here do not know about, but
excuse me for a second. Wait, Cam, don't go to Miami. Let's leave that for the next community event. How about you do some faction missions? Right, scroll to the like L1. But yeah, do some of these if you want the long ones. All right, only link, go on.
So I was saying there is a tech that a technique that I think many of us don't really know about, and that really becomes noticeable when you actually time trial something, whatever you time trial, or if you pay attention to your speedo when you drive on a highway. It's possible on the Crew 1 to take slipstream from traffic.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I didn't know that.
Which means Highway Child on most of its cores is a lot about optimizing not only trajectories but also jumping on slipstream from car to car to car to car to car, and you can actually be 5-10k faster if you do it well.
Kilometers?
Yeah.
What the fuck is a kilometer?
Let's say 4, 5, 6 miles an hour faster. Just because you slipstream the 70 mile an hour traveling civilian traffic.
It's crazy.
It's so there are many optimists.